Welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Guides, aka Resource Machines. I just came up with another one today, and I was trying to keep up the routine of resource machines, but I just came up with another one, and believe it or not, this one is going to be very, very difficult to make in any way. Because you're definitely gonna need some items, and definitely the items that are definitely gonna be used in this actual machine itself alone, as long as you don't put the same resource blocks that we're gonna be using here. Okay. Alright, so now the next thing we're gonna go ahead and do before we're going to start this construction, and we're going to go ahead and get well, first off, we're going to figure out what the width of this thing here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go inside in this chest, and look what we got. A surprise. What a surprise, didn't we? Right? What a surprise. Now the first thing we're going to do is actually take soul sand, and we're going to take 2 stacks of this, okay? As you can see, I'm doing this in survival here, and it's best that way so you guys can see. So we're going to go ahead and place a ring like... But make sure it doesn't connect, or it doesn't hey, give me that. Now we gotta make sure we make a ring of your size, and then what's gonna happen here is that we gotta take some sand, and what we're gonna do with it is that we're gonna take 4 pieces of sand here. And then what we're going to do is keep the same process here. Just keep this process going. And we're going to go ahead and get sandstone. Since as you guys seen, that I have the classic crafting off, because it makes it easier for me in any way. Now, you got to figure out where the door is going to go. Right? There. Out. I would put the door here. Get rid of this block here. Because what happens is that you put a... Oh, as a matter of fact, I take that all back. Soul sand actually stays in one spot, which is kind of surprising. I am not surprised. Alright then, so the sandstone was somewhat of a good idea, but you know what, I took it for granted. But you could do a sandstone as the top, like the actual ceiling color, if you want it. But it's totally up to you. Okay? Now, we're going to go ahead and fill this up with soul sand. We're going to go ahead and do 1 layer at a time, because the more layers, the more layers we do, the more easier it is for us to now place it there. Thanks. Now we're gonna go ahead and place that there, and we're gonna go boom, 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 ding, 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 ding. There we go. Now, since we took care of that, now we're going to do, since we ran out of the stack there, since it only allowed us to cover that section there, now we're going to go ahead and use the last stack that we have, but we still have more, as I do. But if you don't have any more, the only way you would find them is in the netherworld. So in order to get there is actually make a portal, and I'm pretty sure you guys already know how to build it in any way. But I will find a way that is easier for you to actually make it more secure so that no one will ever know that your portal is sitting there. Okay? And I will actually show that off in this episode today as well, once this structure is actually built and ready to go. And all we have to do now is actually cover it up in the middle. But if we run out again, don't worry. We can still... Oh, you know what? We covered it up pretty much. So pretty much 2 stacks pretty much covers that. Alright? Now, what's going to happen here is that there's no light up in here. So we're going to go ahead and find some pumpkins here. And speaking of pumpkins, we've got this machine that we made, or this resource machine that we built a while ago. Take a load of this. We got six pumpkins up in here now. Isn't that crazy? So we're going to go ahead and take one of those. And what we're going to do is find some sort of lighting source that allows us to use a jack-o'-lantern in any way. And let me see if I can find a way to get inside this dome without using that automatic door opener with the pressure plates. There should be a staircase somewhere around here. And it's right here. And yeah, there's multiple ways of getting inside this thing, or in this dome here, that I personally made when I first made the world. And I actually decided just to put the dome on top, and it took me about, I would have to say it took me about, let's say, I did not want to go through that, but since I'm here, may as well. This dome actually took me about, by myself, making this dome, took me 5 hours exact to make the dome. Believe me, 5 hours. There's no way I would have built this dome without a problem. But you know what? Since I made the dome, it's here. It's here for protection anyway. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Here's Polly. Yeah, yeah, I've got Polly up in here again. So Polly's still around. The parrot, Polly the parrot. Polly, want a cracker? Sorry, sorry, Polly, you don't need a cracker because it will kill you. All right, what we're gonna do is find some items here, and doesn't look like we have some of those items quite yet. Wait, what is this? Gravel. I don't need gravel, man. I need something else. Hey! I don't want you to be placed there. Thank you. Ugh, just don't want you to be placed there. No. There's gotta be some sort of resource somewhere that I can use. Well, the only way I could say is finding a torch that I can use that is just straight out of nowhere, like no one is using it. Ow. That hurt. It really did. Ow. Like it didn't really hurt that bad. Come on now. Get me out! Blip. Blip. Now. So there should be some torches that I'm not currently, as of right now, using, and there is one right here, so we're going to go ahead and mine that. Yeah, villagers, I know. So we're going to go ahead and find our way back here. Hey! Machine, out of my way. Alright, now since we have the torches, or one torch, one pumpkin, and now we're going to go ahead and construct that. We could have constructed a torch, but it gives us 4 instead of 1. So we've got a jack-o'-lantern, and we're going to go ahead and use it right here. Okay? Now, since we have somewhat of a light up in here, now, the next thing you're going to do is actually go ahead and mine this right here. Get the sand. And then you're going to open up the chest that you have ready. If you don't have it ready, then I would prefer you to get these items. You need 4 hoppers, 4 droppers. That's all you need at this point. Okay? Now, we're going to go ahead and we're also going to get this chest here. We're going to go ahead and grab that, because that's the first item we're going to go ahead and place. It's right here. Okay? And then what we're going to do is mine that sand that's behind it. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And then kind of walk back here. And it should be mined. Bang. Now the next thing you're going to do is place a hopper right here by crouching, and one behind it, and then one on top. And you're going to save the last hopper for the top. Okay? Now, you're going to go ahead and place three hoppers facing downwards. Okay? So you're going to do that, and then that leaves you just with 1 hopper and 1 dropper. Alright? Now, if you actually did make a mistake, make sure you have a diamond pickaxe ready to go, just in case you make a mistake. Okay? Because if you're doing this in survival, make sure you have a diamond pickaxe ready, because in any way if you place it in the wrong spot and you don't want it there, go ahead and mine it. Okay? Go ahead and mine it. And place it right where you need it at. Alright? Now, the next thing you're going to do, if you have the host options enabled, allows you to fly. But if you don't, that's where these extra blocks of soul sand comes in hand. Okay? Extra blocks means that you can actually place them as a staircase. Okay? Since I don't want to fly, since I do have the host options enabled, as you can see, I've been flying around just a little bit, I will show you some type of staircase that is a little easier. So we're going to go ahead and place staircases and just leave that one spot there alone. And then we're going to go ahead, since soul sand is actually makes you a little slower, so then you will place a hopper facing towards the actual there we go. Now, since it's actually in right where we need it, and now, here comes a good part. Hold on one second. So now, since you have a staircase here, so you're going to go ahead and go down that. And then what you're going to do is go ahead and mine that. So none of any other mobs, if you have this in a grassy area, so that none of the mobs will have no way of regulation of getting up there. So that they won't have no way of any of their mines of getting up there. Alright? In any means, I should say. Now, you're going to save the last dropper for last. For the last thing. Alright? And you'll see why I say that the dropper is actually going to be the last thing you are going to place. And there's going to be a reason for that. So, you got to remember where your first dropper is placed. Alright? Now, since there's 3 droppers. Now, here's a problem. You got to have 2 buttons for this. Okay? Now, I'm going to go ahead and get a cobblestone here and actually get... So since we made... Oh, never mind. Alright, so since I made a cobblestone machine somewhere, and it's right here. Ow! That hurt. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and press this button here. Get this cobblestone here. And then what I'm going to do, like any other game that you always have to do, just in case you need to. In case you need to do this in any way. So, we're going to go ahead and get some logs here. Of your choice, of any kind. So I'm going to pick wood here, which is oak. So we're going to go ahead and choose that, and there it is. So we're going to go ahead and grab that, and the next thing we're going to go ahead and do is craft the wood there into planks. And we're going to use those planks. Not the way you would think I would use them. You guys have an idea? Then you would just leave it until I show you. Okay? Now, we're going to go ahead and go to a house here that has something that we can use this with. So we're going to go ahead and go over here to the house that we built, or the house that has been built, ready to go. It's just that now I'm going to go ahead and hit the switch here. Come into this kitchen here. Go into this little furnace here and put the cobblestone there, and we're going to only put 1 plank up inside, since the planks actually do take less time than any other fuel source that you would think that does exist. So since the fuel is actually out and it burned out. Okay? Now, since we have a stone completely. Now, the next thing we're going to go ahead and do is actually go into the mechanisms slot of your crafting, somewhat of a crafting table that you always have at all times. So we're going to go ahead and craft a stone button. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and do that. And then the next thing we're going to go ahead and do is close this here. If we can, that is. Jeez. Oh, crap. Can I still get the button? Yes. It's like, can I still get the button? I was like, did I play? I was like, yep, I placed the button. So where did I place it? And it's right there in front of me. Alright. Besides that out of the way, we're going to go ahead and go back to our location here of where the resource machine is being built. And watch out wherever you are stepping at, because there are some places like this where you can just drop. See what I mean? I just dropped. So either way, I'm going to go ahead and fly out. Now, you got to remember 2 major things. Where you place your hoppers. So this is how I would count of where your hoppers is at. Or droppers, I say. So you go 1, 2, so you know from on the inside, from the right to left, your dropper is sitting the second one in. And then from left to right, it's the third one in. Okay? So you're doing the opposite from the back, from behind there. Okay? Now inside is going to be the exact. So you're going to go from right to left, and you're going to go 1, 2. And it should sit there. Now from down here, It's the same way, except you're going from left to right. So 1, 2, 3. Okay? And then what you're going to do is that now you're going to leave those buttons there alone. You're going to leave them alone for now. And it's going to autosave here, so I'm going to let it do its autosave here. So I'm going to sit here and kind of watch a little bit. And then I'm going to just walk around just a little bit, just to get my feet not to ache a little. And it seems like the game is actually now ready, and it is indeed. So if you guys are ready, hit that like button below, and let's go ahead and continue from on right here. Here we go. Now, since as you can see that I have a big head as normal, but normally I don't have a big head on this game anyway, unless you know what kind of character I really am. So, now, the next thing you're going to go ahead and do is actually, since we did not make any mistakes of any kind, so we're going to go ahead and get the soul sand up in here, and we're going to keep this diamond pickaxe just because we're going to go ahead and just leave that in our inventory here. And then, since I have another chest here, you're going to be surprised at what's inside. Alright, so we've got nether stars here. Alright, now, the next thing we're going to go ahead and do, like no one else would think here, of what you need to do. Okay, now the next thing you're going to go ahead and do is place the nether stars in the top hopper. Okay? Like it wouldn't matter, but it still would mean in that way. Now, we're going to go ahead and go into this chest here that I made, but make sure you have 2 pieces of chest. And in today's episode, I'm going to show you how to get another star in any way. But it will take a long and something process just to get that. So we're going to go ahead and place this item frame we've got and place it right here. Nope, not there. Right here, actually. So we're going to go ahead and place that there and put the nether star up inside it. Okay, so we're going to just leave it like that. Looks really neat inside. Just how it's glowing up on the inside. It's pretty cool. Okay. Now, the next thing we're going to go ahead and do is now we're going to go ahead and leave those there. Since we have this resource machine ready to go, since I have enough time here, I'm actually going to go to a secluded location, and you'll see why I mean a secluded location. Does anybody have an idea why I'm doing a secluded location? Like no one else would think of twice of. Alright, here we go. So I'm thinking this is far enough, but it's not. I'm going to go ahead and go further away from here. Actually, right here sounds kind of good. Send this further away from my location here. So I'm going to go ahead and drop here. My game is a little bit laggy, so don't worry about that. My game is just a little bit laggy, so don't worry. Alright, the only items you definitely are going to need for this matter, you need 4 soul sand and 3 wither skulls from the wither skeletons, which is very, very, very rare that they ever drop those. Okay. Now, I find it interesting that they drop their heads. Keep them, because you're gonna need them for this matter. Now, you need to make sure you have a durable sword of any kind. So that would mean iron or diamond. a very durable sword. Okay? If you have a sword, it's not going to do you very good, but an iron and a diamond would do good. So we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and grab a diamond sword here. Now, making the soul sand. You got to put a T shape like this. Okay? Now, the reason why I did the soul sand first is because the last thing you got to do is putting the wither skull, the skeleton skull up on the actual heads on the top here. And those are the last ones. You can't spawn enemies in peaceful mode. So that means I would have to change my game mode here. So I'm going to go ahead and change that into peaceful mode, or into easy mode. So we're going to go ahead and do this again. So basically what it is that the last item you place is the skull's head, which is wither skeleton's skull head. So we're going to go ahead and place this one last time, and bang! So this actually is your boss wither skeleton. It's actually wither itself. It's a wow. I did not see that one coming. I really didn't. Well, I will be repairing that, but I really am not anyway. So basically what it is that if you're in survival, this thing will attack you. And then basically you keep hitting it. Now, since we defeated that, now here's the thing. Don't worry about the destruction that the thing made. I will somehow have it repaired in any way, but there's no way I'm going to do that. So then I'm just going to basically cover it with just grass blocks all the way on the top layer, and I'm just going to leave it as that. So I'm just going to go ahead and just leave it like that. So, and then, well, ladies and gentlemen, that's the wither, pretty much. All you have to do is just build it, and you can respawn it as many times as you want. It don't matter how many times. It matters is that you defeating it is what matters. But before we get any further, does anybody recognize that in any way? If you guys do, you probably remember me, my very first time doing Minecraft here with videos here. And this is actually the very first video in any way that I made personally. And up in here, you probably guys remembered that this is actually a 2-story house that I personally made, and I did very successful in any way. And I'm pretty sure, I'm hoping you guys like that house. But like I said, you can actually change the house up in whatever you like. I don't remember recalling that, but anyway. Whoa, the game, wow. Game's really laggy. Jeez. Now, since... Whoa! Dang, man. Alright. Now, since you guys took care of that, so we're going to go ahead and change the game mode into peaceful and mob briefing back on. And then now, since your machine is now ready to go, it's just you guys know how to get a wither skeleton, or actually a wither boss, which is very, very easy to make, but just getting the actual heads is the difficult part. Making it with the soul sand is really easy. But again, the actual heads to put onto it is hard. Actually getting it alone. So then if you want to put this in a very secluded location so that none of the villagers, if you have this in your villagers, the actual village that you have it at, and if you do, I would put an actual iron door on it so that they won't have a way of getting inside. And if you don't have it at in a village here, then I would prefer you would put it in a secluded area with a wooden door itself on it, so that none of the actual animals get inside in any way. Now, since you guys seen most of my constructions here of any resource machine in any type of way of getting this resource machine, so now I'm going to be actually building houses with these actual resource machines with them inside here. So we're going to go ahead and do some decoding here. Whoops, wrong button. There we go. So now, since you guys knew exactly how to build this, I'm actually going to build a house with this, so you guys can see where this would be and how you would be very secured, make it more secured in any way. And the redstone circuits will be the same, except that that it will be really different in any way. So you gotta make sure that once you do this, make sure there are 4 switches once you do this, so that people have no way of getting inside unless they figure it out themselves. And if they do get inside, they can actually block you from the inside, pretty much. As you can see, that the inside, you have a way to block them out, so that you won't have a way to enter in by hitting this switch here and that switch there. So either way, you'll be blocking them. Anyway, so if you like this video, please leave a like and a comment, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode of the resource machines and houses. So I'll catch you guys later. I am your host, Survival Man 1, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.